Hello, my name is Michael Garrick, and this is Popping Culture. My guest today is comedian Whitney Rayner. Thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me. This is fun.
Nice, nice. The topic you chose was cancel culture and how it's influenced pop culture. But before we get into that, whenever I have comedians on, I like to ask. A lot of people like to focus on bombing, but I'm more focused on succeeding. So, when was the first time you killed, and how did it feel?
First time I killed, probably think maybe like a month ago at Comedy Zone. It was the first time I like talked to the crowd, and I think it was just generally a good crowd. I think I remembered all my jokes, everything was landing for the first time, and it was just like you just feel so much energy. Like you feel like the audience like good time like going to you, and then you spit it back out to them. It was wild. It's hard to explain, honestly, but I just remember like watching the video back and I could tell I was having the best time. And I think that's part of it too. Like when you can tell you're having fun versus overthinking what's next.
Nice, nice. But yeah, guys, Whitney's hilarious. If you live in the North Carolina area or South Carolina area, if she's in your city, please go check her out. Um,
Yes,
one more question. One more question for people that are listening that are non-comedians. A question I get a lot, and I would love to ask you: how would you describe the difference between performing at a comedy club and performing at a bar?
I think at a bar, I've done it once. It's a little bit harder because you go to a bar to socialize. So you really got to have your energy up to get their attention, and you can't be discouraged if you hear little side conversations. I mean, you could go out of your way to say, "Hey, excuse me, I have the microphone," but I think you just like have a little bit more competition with like the socializing, whereas the comedy club, they're here to laugh. They're here to see the performance. And there's probably a better stage setting for you versus a bar. You might be like in the corner.
Um, exactly. Thank you so much for breaking that down. I always go back to Carlos Miller. Do you know who that is?
Mm-mm.
He has this thing where he says, like, if you do a bar gig, if you can get them to cut the TV down, or you can get them to stop playing pool, then you got them.
Yeah, yeah, that I would say that's true too.
Nice. So the topic you chose was cancel culture. Um, could you put into words what cancel culture means? Because I looked it up online, and those like it's like five different like definitions, and like all of them like conflict with each other.
I would say it's the modern day banishment. Like back in the day, if someone did something wrong, you kick them out of the town. But now it's you just try to get someone to fall off the face of the earth for maybe something they did or said or something that the internet just decided wasn't cool anymore. It's kind of terrifying, honestly.
Okay, I think I understand. And
Like when
like I said, I hate.
yeah.
I'm so sorry. Say it again.
It's when the internet turns against you. All
Exactly.
the trolls just come after you.
Yeah. Okay. Because yeah, that was one of them where trolls attack you. And this is the only personal experience I'll give is I'm disfellowship. I grew up a Jehovah Witness, and I got kicked out. So like I can't speak to any Jehovah Witness. Like I haven't talked to my family in years. Like
Yep.
so when I read cancel culture, I was like, it's not the same. I'm pretty sure like people that get canceled can still talk to their family. But that's why I kind of thought about with my own personal experience of just like
Like, I
it's
got
like
canceled.
yeah, yeah, it's like 6 million people in this world, well, maybe 7 million now. It's like I can't speak to anyone that's a Jehovah Witness. So I kind of thought like after reading the definition of it, I was like, oh, that's what it means, I guess.
Yeah.
So when was the first time you seen someone get canceled?
The first time I really noticed it was probably when everyone got mad at Taylor Swift when Kim and Kanye posted that phone conversation because she got mad for being referred to as that bitch in one of his songs. And like I think she tweeted about it or said something, then Kim kind of fabricated a phone conversation, edited it, and then released it. And then everyone was like, oh my gosh, Taylor's such a snake, trying to like make up this story. And then turned out they also were making it up. So it was her all the Taylor fans just turned on her so fast because she has such a strong following. To see them all turn on her so quick was pretty scary.
And the only way they can turn on her any quicker if she said Black Lives Matter. And
Yep.
yeah. Uh, so we're gonna get on into how it affects influence pop culture, but have you seen it people get canceled too quickly? Like you wish they had heard the rest of the story or the other side?
Yeah, there was something about Dua Lipa I was reading. She was canceled, I think last year for one of her songs. I think they thought she was in some like racially charged conversation, found out it was a mistake. So there's a hashtag we are sorry, Dua Lipa, the next day because the trolls realized, oh, we didn't do our research. We canceled her without really knowing. So I've seen a few instances of the trolls are acting too fast. And I think maybe it's because like our phones are always on us, so it's so easy to cancel people and then not really know what you're canceling.
Oh yeah, that's true. People read headlines; they don't read the whole story.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm
did
the
you hear
same.
about the? Oh, okay. Did you hear about the Doja Cat thing?
The Doja Cat thing. What was
She
that?
has a which everybody has their own fetishes, but she has a fetish where she likes. She said it, so it's not like me paraphrasing, but she said she likes white men to say. I'm not gonna say what she said, but she likes white men to say some very racial things to her during sex.
Mhm. Yeah, and
And
I can see mad about that.
yeah, it was one of those things where like I'm pretty vanilla, but if people have fetishes, that's what she likes.
Behind closed doors you go, girl.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But, so how do you, in your opinion, how does it influence pop culture? Like, what have you seen?
I almost feel like people are just kind of scared to say things now. In a way, it kind of like maybe at award ceremonies, people feel like they can say thank you, but have to attach like a good philanthropic something to it just to like keep their good face on or something. Or, you can't like fully be yourself and just shoot the shit like you used to. Everything has to be a little more prepared and polished. And because, God forbid you say something like that's misinterpreted wrong and then the trolls come after you.
Yeah.
Almost like a
Uh,
modern day, a modern day censorship is also how
yeah.
I like, think of cancel culture.
Okay.
Cancel.
When it comes to like R. Kelly, do you think that's the good side of cancel culture? Where like in the '90s and early 2000s, where it was known or people knew, no one no definites, but people didn't know. But he could sing very well too. So you
Right.
know, do you think that's one of the
Yeah.
good sides of it?
People do need to be held accountable. Like that is pretty fair. But I also think it can be unfair if like maybe someone like said a joke on like Twitter like 10 years ago and you're like they
Oh yeah,
were 14. What were you saying at 14?
yeah.
Or I think there was a TikToker who got canceled for a bit last year. He's like a teenager. He threw a party and they were like, "Oh, it's not COVID safe." And how many stupid parties did we go to as teenagers?
Yeah, true, true that. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, that definitely deserves. Either but people that do you think more people are scared of their past now coming back?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I've even like backwards stalked myself on my Twitter. Turns out it's just a sad food diary. I don't know why I tweet about what I eat all the time, but I was like, have I ever said anything weird? No. I just
I
eat
I
Thin mints.
I did the same, and I grew up like very religious, so I had to like very much delete stuff. Yeah, it was very conservative Christian, I guess Jehovah Witness type thing. And I was like, oh, this is not right at all. I don't agree with these viewpoints at the least.
Apply anymore. I think it helped that my parents have always followed my Twitter. So I've always like, I know mom and dad are gonna see this, so better keep it on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, for me, I was just like, man, I was simple minded. Look at this stupid stuff. Um, so council culture, where do you see it going from this point on?
I don't know. I almost see it getting worse for a bit before it's like, at what point do we like just cancel everybody? Because after a while, I think we all deserve to be canceled for one thing or another.
Oh yeah. Not if we all know we've done at least one thing
Yeah,
where we're like, even if it's not too bad, if you think about it hard enough, like, yeah, somebody could twist this.
there's always a way. Yeah. I
Yeah,
know. And
yeah,
I think part of it too is like famous people, they have their platform. They should be using it for the best that they can, but they're also people. They're also humans, and humans are stupid and make mistakes, and we're all learning things as we go.
when it is totally off topic, like totally off topic, but like. Did you paint your walls white first, or did you buy the white stuff, like the white furniture?
Um, it's a light gray actually, but my
Oh,
stuff seemed to match it pretty nicely.
yeah. I was like, that is on point. I was like, okay.
This is what I did the
Um,
first after quarantine, decorate my place because I had no friends yet, so I made it real nice.
okay. Um, as a comedian, when you get on stage and you, especially when you're trying out new jokes, do you get nervous if you see someone recording?
Like other people that aren't like
Yes.
my phone, I think I get weirded out right now because I have had someone record me and I didn't really know them. So on the one hand, I'm flattered you want to remember this forever, but also like, who are you? So
Yeah.
it doesn't make me nervous. I think it almost like pushes me to make it like worth remembering. Like if you're gonna have it, better be good.
Yeah. It was I did this show in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I really don't care, but for this night, I just remember I just didn't want my set to be recorded. So I did literally 3 minutes of crowd work, and I was like, had the crowd going, they were laughing, and I was like, all right, guys, everything past this point, I'm gonna try some new jokes, try jokes. Can you stop recording? And guys stopped recording. I mean, I had to do a lot of crowd work to get the crowd to agree with me. Be like, all right, you don't want me to get off stage, right? Let me
Right, we're having fun. Let's keep it going. Just
yeah.
yeah.
All right, it's either okay, if you still want me up here, that one guy, if he can put his phone away. So luckily it worked out that way. Um, so what topics do you not touch on because of council culture?
Um, I would say anything political. Also,
Oh yeah,
I think even if I wanted to, I have nothing better to add to the conversation than the stuff I already see. I say if you're gonna add to that conversation, have a new perspective or twist on it that no one else has said yet.
yeah, I agree with that. I
I'm
agree with
very much
that
just
one
shaking
hundred
my head
percent.
like, this sounds good. We covered it.
Yeah, I I 100% agree. I've seen people like hit a topic very hard, and like you could tell to them they think it's a different opinion, but everybody be like, no, this is on MSN. Like we've seen it. Like we
Yeah, I could post a meme about it probably in
yeah,
response.
pretty much.
Yeah, I
Um,
just stick to talking about my dating life or lack thereof.
yeah,
That I'm an expert in.
yeah, okay. What's it like dating with council culture?
With cancel culture, well, down in the South, it's different, I think, because it's a lot of like, conservative white bros. So they all hate it because they think they're the victim of all of it. They're like, everyone's trying to cancel white guys and they're just angry about it. So I just try to stay away from anything too sensitive with them. Like, do you like tacos or pizza? Let's start simple and slow.
That's
We're on
perfect.
date number one. Do I like you enough to actually learn about you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's usually date number one. Like you just yeah, that's pretty much it.
Picking up the
Uh
vibe and energy, see if those match.
yeah, you gotta ask them those subtle questions to make sure you guys match, you know? Nice. Um when it comes to let's go start with music. We talked about like R. Kelly, but going past that, when it comes to music, um one me remember I grew up a Jehovah Witness, this is still new to me. The song it's a Christmas song. And the lyrics, I heard it with my ex-wife, and like her and her family, they had nothing, like they just rode in the car and it was so cool about it. But I was listening to the lyrics and I was like, this isn't okay. It's a song called I just forgot it just that quick.
Is it
But
Baby
it's
It's Cold Outside?
yes, that's it.
That
That's what
that one's been problematic for a few years now, I think.
yes. And I'm listening to it with like virgin ears because I never celebrate Christmas. So I'm in the car like this is not good at all. Like
Right.
why is this on the radio? Like
Yeah, for
but
the kids.
yeah, well, for me too. I was just like, I was like, this is, and but then my ex-wife, she explained to me like, no, that's just been a song. And then I heard John Legends, they did their own versions, him and Kelly Clarkson, like an updated version. And I'm not gonna lie, the Rapey version is better. And yeah,
Mhm.
have you heard that version?
I don't think I've heard that version, but I know just like in general the gist. And at first I thought it was just like, oh, like just so flattering. Like you're having such a good time, he wants you to stay. And then I got older and realized what it was really more talking about. And I'm like, oh, I just assumed the best in everything and everyone until I'm told otherwise. And I'm like, oh, that makes more sense. And now this is concerning.
Yeah, that was just it wasn't until he said what she said, "What's in my drink?" I was like, okay. This hit the radio. This is really on the radio. All right.
You're in the
But
holiday spirit now, whether you know it or not.
yes, yes. But what music do you think wouldn't fly today?
What wouldn't fly today? Honestly, if you translated anything Pitbull, I remember in Spanish class, like once I started getting good at Spanish and knowing what he was saying, I loved him in fifth grade and was like, he's gonna sing at my wedding. And then I started knowing what he was saying, and I thought, no, he's not. Oh my God, this is horrible. I think the one phrase I remember, he was like, shut up and take off your clothes, but it was in Spanish, and I translated it myself and thought, Pitbull, no. So you can't just like be singing that these days.
Okay. I didn't know that. This whole time I've been dancing. Okay.
I know, Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, hopefully he can just stay where he's at now since I know the
Yeah,
lyrics. Yeah.
just stay put.
Hopefully, yeah, I hope he doesn't go anywhere. Wow. Boost Mobile. I mean, wow. All right. Uh, when it comes to movies, less than 100 years ago, you could watch a man hit a woman on TV and no one really flinched about it. Now, I mean, well, now you'll see women hitting men, but nobody cares.
And everyone's like, yeah.
And yeah,
I'm like, it's still a problem. We should go to
yeah,
therapy.
yeah, pretty much. But what are other things that you noticed from like early TV that you knew you wouldn't see now?
Early TV. Um, I don't know, actually. I feel like there was actually a lot of homophobia and fatphobia kind of jokes. I remember there was a whole article I read about Friends and how that was super problematic. And you think Friends, it's so charming and fun. And then you go through like all the old like fat Monica jokes, making fun of how she used to be fat. And that would totally not go today.
Okay, cool. I never watched Friends, but yeah, that's wow. Nobody talks about that. I didn't even know that. Okay.
Oh yeah, she was one of my favorite characters, Fat Monica, because they always have like episodes with the flashbacks, and she's in this fat suit, and yeah, but it's funny. But looking back, it's like, yeah, we can't, punch down on her so hard these days.
No, I remember, and I'm a big fan of the show. Have you ever seen Mike and Molly?
I haven't actually.
It's a show. Oh man, I forgot the guy's name. He's a funny comedian. He's a plus size comedian, and of course, you know who McCarthy is. Forgot her first name.
Oh, Meg McCarthy. Meg.
Is she a plus size actress that's in a
Yeah,
lot of movies?
yeah. Also in Gilmore Girls. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Oh,
I
I didn't know
think
she
we're
was in.
the same person. She was in Bridesmaids.
Yes, that
Yeah,
person.
that's her. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like her first TV role, and like they had like 4 seasons. But I remember like the first season, reading an article where they just thought they wouldn't, because it's about two obese couples getting together. I mean, an obese couple getting together, like losing weight together, whatever. And a lot of people just like, yeah, nobody wants to watch that. And then 4 seasons later, it worked out pretty well. Yeah. Um, movie wise, I feel like it's a lot of movies now that even now, I feel like people still get away with a good bit, but it's still a few topics I think movies still don't want to touch on. Like you said, when it comes like the fat shaming portion, I think that we definitely cut on that. Mel Gibson is slowly getting his career back. He was canceled, I believe, for some things he said.
Yeah. We
So
don't have our term getting canceled.
yes. So what do you think are the steps to getting back to not being canceled?
I think you just have to go silent for a bit. Oh, after you get canceled or just to avoid it?
After you get canceled.
After. Okay, I think you have to go silent. I'm thinking if I were to get canceled, what would I be doing? And then you probably have to think of a thoughtful apology that's not a note on your phone posted on an Instagram story. I've seen that many times, and
Yeah.
they didn't write it.
Yeah.
So it would have to be some sort of maybe appearance on a show. Like, who would I want to appear on?
Not
Not
Ellen.
that's too fun. And she got canceled too. So then just
Yeah.
everyone's canceled.
The funny thing about Ellen was nobody wanted to believe it, and then like 30 employees came out, and everybody was like, "Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah." After the 20th person, that's a hard time. Just act like they all got together. Um,
Exactly. Yeah. And like you wouldn't just do that randomly, like 40 people.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, you have to go silent and then you have to have a sincere apology on an appearance somewhere so they can hear it from you. and then hope for the best.
Yes, I think Kevin Hart has handled being canceled better than anyone else, just
Yeah.
for the mere fact that like he's never been truly canceled, in my opinion. Like people don't like him, people are ready for him to fail, but no matter what, he just doesn't get canceled.
Mhm.
You know, like and I think Dave Chappelle, as a comedian, Dave Chappelle talked about being canceled. Do you think like someone like Dave Chappelle could get canceled?
I think anyone could. No one's safe. Doesn't matter how successful or smart. Like you could get canceled, even if it is for a short time and you rebound quick. I think wasn't Chappelle the one that was saying, we have that First Amendment right for a reason. Like we should use it. Instead of like let's just silence everyone who says something that maybe you don't agree with.
Yeah. Um, and Louis, for example, Louis C.K.
Mm.
Uh, no matter whatever side you're on, definitely got canceled, lost all his shows. Uh, Sold a special on his website for $10, and
Mhm.
apparently he made close to 9 million selling it on his
Yeah,
website.
I saw some of that recently. Actually, I hadn't watched any of his stuff till recently. Like I knew the name, I knew the scandal, and then I watched some of that special and thought he's very good.
Oh yeah, he's one of the best comedians. Yeah, he
Yeah.
truly is. It just shows that like even if you got canceled in the mainstream, it's still so many different layers of people that still rock with you, which is
Yeah.
something to see. Um, Not to be political at all, and this is be a quick topic. Do you feel like politics really play into cancel culture?
I think so. Yeah, I would say like it's very a liberal thing. Well, they both do it, but at least what I see on Instagram is a lot of the liberal side trying to cancel everybody for like good reasons. So everyone is canceling with a good reason, but I think the act of canceling is where the problem is. There's a better way to keep someone accountable than
What do
by
you think?
ban it. Oh, well, maybe not publicly shaming them on the internet. Um, but it's like, how do you reach a celebrity? You can't just DM them because everyone's probably DMing them. And how does your message get in the fold? That's a great question I have not thought about. How to properly cancel someone.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think you're right. It is, if anything, like for instance, I know me, I had a friend that well still he's still okay. But I had a friend that like when he like hit on women, it was just very aggressive. And he wasn't American, he was from I want to say whatever's right beside Nigeria. So his accent was strong, and then he would come on strong, and then like just after coaching them and tell them, hey, this is how we do it here. He understood, but over there, I guess maybe that is how he talks to women. He could be more brash, but
Mm.
if someone didn't know him or didn't know his culture, it would just be
They'd be
like,
like, he's a lot. Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, why is he doing this? Why is your friend like that? But yeah, we coached him because that was horrible. I was scared for the women. I was like, oh man, all right, well, girl, come here. I said, oh Jesus, no,
Oh,
no,
no,
no.
on the loose.
Yeah, the scary part was it worked. She walked over here, and I said, wait a minute, there's
Right.
no, yeah, why is she walking over here? Um, who do you think, yeah, out of any person that's been canceled, who do you think um that hasn't made a comeback yet? Who do you see coming back that has been canceled?
That has me. For the most part, I feel like most people have. Well, the people that I think I like that have been canceled have come back. Like Lizzo made a good comeback. She grabbed Harry Styles' butt, and everyone got mad. But they're very good friends, so she's like, that was a normal, friendly thing.
That must
Um,
have been quick.
I know. Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, that must have been quick. I didn't know she got canceled. Okay.
I know. Yeah, I was looking things up earlier today. I'm like, oh, I missed canceling Lizzo. Well, I'm glad she's back.
Yeah, that was a
Uh,
quick trip.
do you think Kathy Griffith has made her way back because she got really canceled?
That was a tough one though. Yeah,
What?
I mean, man, that was tough. Like, I understand if another country had did that, we probably wouldn't have went to war.
Right.
Like
I'm like,
that.
that's definitely edgier than my style for sure. But
Yeah, that
yeah,
was. I mean, I
she
think
might
she's.
be way back. I'm
I mean,
not sure.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I believe so too. I think she goes on tour. I mean, her fans are one thing I've noticed about like comedians. If they have fans, their fans come out no matter what. Like their fans will stick with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one. Kathy doesn't. Whoever her team is, like they must not have got a chance to talk to her before she did that. 'Cause that was a, you know, I wasn't the biggest fan of the president either, but that was one thing where I was like, that one, all right.
Yeah, that's dark.
Yeah, I was like, just grab him by the pussy and then it's that. And yeah. Uh, so we talked about what you'd be scared to saying on stage, but when you see other comedians, like if they make a joke that you think is too far, would you feel comfortable approaching them, or do you feel like comedy is comedy?
I kind of think comedy is comedy. I've definitely heard jokes where I thought I didn't like that, but I see the logic of how they got there and why that's funny. And my humor doesn't have to match everybody else's. So,
Yes. I'm the same way. My mindset is always that joke is meant for a certain room, and that when he finds that room, that's gonna be hilarious. Or
right.
she finds that room, that's gonna be hilarious. But tonight, yeah,
Tonight's not your night.
yeah, tonight that joke, that was something. Um, when it come to cancel culture, I saw a few people get canceled because of mansplaining. I did a little research, like I said before that. Uh, I kind of understood a little bit the mansplaining part. For people that don't know, could you explain that to them by chance?
Basically, when a man explains something to a woman that is very obvious that she already knows, that doesn't need explaining, but he feels the need to just make sure she knows, because he knows.
Yes. Um, do you think that's worth getting canceled over?
Not getting canceled over, but made fun of for sure. Because
Yeah.
I think it's mansplaining's funny. It's annoying, but like funny when you see it in action.
Oh yeah. When you see it in action, it is a very it just looks weird. That's the best
Yeah,
way I can put it. It looks weird. It looks like a TED talk that shouldn't be happening.
right.
Yeah.
To an audience that could probably explain it better, even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
anytime I've been mansplained too, I just kind of like not start laughing, but I start smirking. I'm like, oh, this is happening. And then kind of just make a joke on them. Don't make them feel too stupid because, that's mean, but
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Um, so council culture, I think we knocked down a lot of doors explaining it, but the biggest influence I believe when it comes to council culture and pop culture is really how I see the future going. I'm not saying people should be scared of what they say. They should have freedom of speech, but it is good to also have that little fear of like, all right, my personal views may just mean I'm an asshole.
yeah, just mindfulness and
Yeah.
just like self awareness too. Like, if your opinions make you an asshole, then own it or keep them to yourself. I don't know.
Yeah, or change them. It's always
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
never
never
too
too
late to
late.
change your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah, as an indecisive person, you can always change your mind.
Yeah, yeah, very. It's so easy. It's so easy to see.
Yeah.
Um, well, thank you so much for coming on to the show. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?
You mean my parents? My 2 fans? You know, to my fans, just hello. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter.
What's
All
your
my
handles?
Whitney_Rayner, Rayner. Yeah,
Yeah,
unlike my stand-up, my Twitter's very clean.
nice, nice. All right, thank you so much for coming on the show, and you guys have an amazing day.